I have Delic, 2021 MM 7223AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Arroyo, State Certified Interpreter and previously sworn.
Good morning, Mr. Arroyo. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I have quite a few defendants this morning. I need your assistance. My first one has the headsets on. Can you see me making connection?
Sí, le escucho. Sí, le escucho.
Connection is established.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Carla.
Carmen.
What's your full name?
Ok. Carla Mariela Cabrera Mora. Carla Mariela Cabrera Mora.
Carla
Mariela
Mariela Carvena.
Cabrera.
Cabrera, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 8077AO on charge of battery dating violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. She doesn't qualify, correct, Ms. Davis? Okay. All right, man, I'm gonna set your bond in this case amount of $750. It's gonna come with pretrial, I'm sorry,
Your
it's
Honor,
gonna,
it didn't come through very clearly. How much is the amount?
$750. Conditions, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have anything at a shared residence, I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours after your release. Once appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. If you have any questions about the stipulations in your no contact order?
No. Está bien.
No, it's fine.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
Solo tengo que pagar la fianza, right?
So I just need to pay the bond, right?
Yes, and abide by my other conditions.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
¿Y me dan la libertad?
So I'll be released?
If you pay the bond, yes. Unless you have another case.
No, claro que sí. Solo tengo que contactarme para que hagan el pago. Solo tengo que contactarme para que hagan el pago, ¿no?
I just need to get in contact with someone so that they can post the money.
Okay. All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
Okay. Have a good day.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cristian Román Flores. Cristian Román Flores.
Christian Roman Flores.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 M 8073AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Yeah. So I'm gonna set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's gonna cover pretrial relief supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items if you have them at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order, sir?
No, solamente que no estoy de acuerdo con algo que hay en el argumento en el escrito.
No, it's just that I'm not in agreement with something that is written in the narrative.
That's fine. That's something for a trial to determine what the facts are. I'm here to set your release conditions, and one of the most important release conditions, you understand a no contact order.
Yes.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Igual usted.
Likewise.
Your Honor, are you showing the next client having a husband? I don't know if we need to go speaker.
No, this out of county warrant was the next person. I had Molina Rojas. All right. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Angel Alexandra Molina Rojas.
Angelix Molina Rojas.
Ma'am, you're here in a Polk County warrant case 0079839. Judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond amount of $5,000 in count one, $1,000 in count two, and $1,000 in count three. We'll make a condition of your bond that you have no contact with any co-defendants from this case. And no contact with any possible victims or witnesses as well. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you to get you to Polk County, but you can bond out if you would like. Have a great day, ma'am.
Gracias.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Josué Eduardo Aldegundo Ruiz Gómez. Josué Eduardo Aldegundo Ruiz Gómez.
José Eduardo Abelundo Ruiz Gómez.
Yes.
Sir, you're here in a Polk County case 2020 CT 2877BA on a failure to appear warrant signed by the judge in Polk County. Bond in the warrant is $0. Bonds remain at $0. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Polk County. I'm not taking any action on your out on bond. Case 2021 CF 8164AO. All right. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brian Andrés Zambrano Solórzano. Brian Andrés Zambrano Solórzano.
Brian Andrés Zambrano Solorza.
Sir, you're here in a Polk County warrant case 2021 CF 8642AO on a charge of attempted second-degree murder. Bonds in your warrant is $0. The bonds remain at $0 to get you over to Polk County. Make a condition in your warrant you have no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants. Not possessing weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Polk County. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Seems that you have a Immigration's Customs Enforcement detainer. So before you're released from Polk County, you probably have to talk to that agency before you're allowed to be released. Have a great day, sir.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, so is there a victim that needs a services Spanish interpreter?
Yes, we got.
You know
two.
which cases they are?
Yes, sir. Give me one moment.
Do you know what cases? What is afternoon? For the victim? Says Schroeder. Can we just call him? Go ahead and call him now then. We can get them on the line. No, cases. They need cases. I need names.
Your Honor, we have Ms. Rodriguez. Laza.
From Misdemeanor DV.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who's the victim? Just put him in the booth. There's a victim, put him in the booth. Kind of hanging out. Ma'am, do you need an interpreter as well? Step up.
Señora, ¿usted necesita traductora?
No, señora.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
La,
said
my
no,
name is
Your Honor.
Liza Iris Rodriguez.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 8060AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. Sir, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Starlin David Carrella, last name Carela.
Do you need the services of a Spanish interpreter?
No, sir.
Madam Interpreter, can you make an announcement in the gallery and see who actually needs your services?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien en el público ahí que requiere los servicios de un intérprete? Si es así, por favor, levante la mano derecha.
I don't see any hands waved, so I want to let you go, and then I'll call you back if something comes up.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will disconnect.
All right. Yeah. All right. We're gonna do Schroeder next. All right, sir. Tell me your name again.
Starlin David Carrella.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down. Sir, can you tell me how you know Miss Rodriguez?
I like to play the
No,
fifth.
tell me. How do you know Miss Rodriguez?
I would like to play the fifth. Your
Why
Honor,
are you here?
they told me I have to come today.
Nobody told you you had to come today?
Yes, they did, sir.
Who told you you had to come?
The person that called me yesterday at 7 in the morning, they said I have court at 8 today in the morning.
He has court. You don't have court unless you have courts downtown somewhere else.
All right.
All right, ma'am. I want to set your bond in this matter amount $250. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You had no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations in your no contact order, ma'am?
Yes. I was told that I was gonna have a public defender to explain these
Yeah.
things to me.
Like Mr. George, I appointed her to represent you. Can you not read the order? No, wrong order.
What do you?
The order on that side. Did you have a copy of it in your hand?
He's asking about the no contact order. He asked your question about if you understand his no contact order.
Yes.
All right. If you need to speak with your attorney further, you can call the number on the green sheet of paper, and they'll keep you in contact with you. Your public defender will address any other legal concerns you have. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
So confused.
Mr. Schroeder.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Private attorney.
Can you tell me your name and your ID number if possible?
My name is Linda, ID 254514.
And could you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear you'll translate from Mandarin to English and English to Mandarin to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I have one case I need your help with, ma'am. I have a defendant that I have your interpreter services are actually needed for the victim, but if you can translate everything that I'm saying, that would be great. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Arnold Schroeder.
他是说就是先要叫他的名字，他的名字就 Anna Schroeder。
Aaron, you wanna wait? You wanna wait outside?
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14778 AO on charges of false imprisonment, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence.
然后他这位先生他那个所接受的一个是案件号码147780，然后是有关于家庭暴力的一个起诉。
I'm sorry, it's too loud.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I know he's excited, but I can't hear what's going on if he
Yeah, I
continues
can't
to
hear.
talk. Madam Interpreter, I need your help here. Like, she has a young juvenile in the booth with her. I can't hear what's going on because the juvenile keeps talking while he's in the booth. If you can tell me.
因为这边的话，那个法官需要那个比较安静的一个环境，因为小孩子一直叫的话，他没有办法继续。
Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Haisha Wang. My last name, my first name is Haisha. My last name is Wang.
Do you need the services of the Mandarin interpreter?
I can try. If I need help, I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Schroeder?
Through internet.
Say again?
Through internet.
Through the internet.
Through the internet, okay. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Pardon me?
Do you want to have contact with him?
No.
Has there been a previous instance like this in the past?
Sorry, what did you say?
Has there been a previous domestic violence situation
Yes.
between you all in the past?
Yeah.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, I don't see him to drink alcohol.
All right, Mr. Schroeder, I'm going to set your bond in count one in amount of $2,500, count two, $100. Additionally, your bonds will be subject to pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, I do not.
All right. All right. Have a great day, sir. Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
No problem. Thank you for using our service. Have a good day.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Isaac Maldonado Cabret.
Mr. Maldonado, you're here in case 2021 MM 8044 AO. You're charged with two things: solicitation without a permit and solicitation on a roadway. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Was there an offer discussed with Mr. Maldonado?
Huh?
Was there an offer to resolve your case? I'm trying to talk to the state of Florida.
Oh, go ahead.
The offer I see written is an adjudication of guilt and credit time served, Your Honor.
Right.
Resolve the case.
For the city thing too. I mean, they kind of combine them, but.
Yes, Your Honor, for both.
Right. Mr. Maldonado, do you want to accept the offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served in this case?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charge you're facing in this case in both counts are second-degree misdemeanors. Both of them are punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and $500 fine in each case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, each count. Did you have opportunity to review do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand about airing a plea of no contest, you're gonna waive all the rights on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand about airing this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered.
Yes,
Going to
sir.
adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm going to give you credit for the
3 days.
I think it was a withhold, Your Honor.
No, it's an
date
adjudication.
said.
Oh, you said adjudication?
Yeah, what's written. This is from yesterday.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Give you credit for the 3 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served.
Yes,
For
sir.
costs and cost of prosecution in this case of $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full.
Yes.
30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I'm not going to take any action on your out-on ROR case 2021 CF 12779 AO. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mama, am I going home?
First one. Yep. Sorry, I missed one.
It's all right.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ahmed German.
Mr. German, here in case 2021 CF 14775 AO on charge of felony battery. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second. We're going to set your bond in this case in amount of $3,500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, I understand.
All right. Have a great day, sir. I don't know if in all these cases you had the opportunity to complete a batter's intervention course. You may want to think about signing up for one so you can stop seeing me.
Okay, I'll take that advice.
All right, have a great day, sir. Come on, sir, can you tell me your name?
Jomi Jomis.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14728AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. Going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
Yes. No, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. It's Elena Arango Crow.
1 second.
Good morning.
Ma'am, we here in 2021 CF 14776AO on a charge of aggravated child abuse with a weapon.
Yes.
1 second here. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this matter, the amount of $10,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with this victim. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Yes, sir.
You may not have any unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. You are out on pretrial release.
Yes,
And or in this case, in 2021, MM 7534AO, court find probable cause to commit a new law offense. Ms. George, you got something to ask?
Yeah, I was.
All right, well, hold on, let me appoint you to this case. Ms. Oring, I wanted to appoint the public defender to represent you in your new case. I'm not sure, of course, you already had the public defender in her old case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Ms. George.
Your Honor, I was gonna ask, if, as opposed to holding her in no bond out on bond, you consider revoking and doubling that bond amount. In that particular case, it was an incident where the music was being played too loud and she grabbed the arm of her husband, I believe. Your Honor, in that case is different from this case. She was currently living in a hotel and she's currently employed right now. If she's to be held in here at no bond, she's not going to be able to work. She's not going to be able to try to be able to afford housing. So I just ask that, given she does not have any other criminal history and that the alleged victim in that case has already signed a declination to not prosecute this case, that you double the bond as opposed to holding her in no bond.
All right. So I guess as the allegations in the new law case, wouldn't she still be in violation of my orders based on her own dissertation of what happened?
Yes, Your Honor. However, I would ask that you take into consideration as a mother that her child was allegedly being disrespectful and calling her out of her name, Your Honor. And I ask that you take that into consideration. It's not a situation where she's just randomly hitting her daughter. The incidents usually occur once there's some form of disrespect. Not saying that the level of discipline is appropriate, but I would just argue that it isn't, she's not just randomly beating her. It's usually when she's calling her out of her name.
Based on allegations alleged in this affidavit, as well as the other open case 2021 MM 7534AO, court had ordered, I believe, no hostile contact, correct? In the other case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep. And I try to give broad strokes definitions of that. the incidences between her husband, this defendant and her husband, have now trickled down to the children. So the court's gonna hold you at no bond, ma'am, finding that you violated the orders of the court, as well as committed a new law offense that the court has found probable cause for. Additionally, you have no contact with the victim in the underlying case 2021 MM 7534 AO.
Okay.
Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Elvis Ivan Otero.
Mr. Otero, you're here in case 2021 CF 14777 AO on charges of battery on a person 65 years or older and battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1, amount of $2,000, count 2, $500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you need one to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations in your no contact order?
I'd just like to say that I never.
That's fine. That's factual disputes are for what trials are for. My job right now is to set release conditions, and that's what I just did. So the most important one of those is that you understand you gotta have no contact with the victim in this case. All right.
Even my mom and there's really no victim. It's not like that.
Okay. All right. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Orion, no contact order for the misdemeanor case. Can we? No, yeah. Can we get one? Can we do one for the misdemeanor case? Corrections. Ms. Ori, I'm butchering her name. Yes. Can we don't send her too far because I'm gonna have her sign a DV no contact order in the misdemeanor case. Elena, yeah, Oriengado, Onigo.
One we just had for child abuse.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? I can't hear you.
Angelica Dorju.
Still can't hear you. No, you got. Let's speak up louder.
Angelica Dorju.
All right, ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 8070 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be thrown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. If you have any questions about the stipulations in your no contact order? All right. Have a great day, ma'am. Ms. George, can you grab this no contact order? I mean, you guys need her to sign it. I don't need to speak with her. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Jessica Jerome.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 MM 8074 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed a charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest.
Oh, sorry.
All right, ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond in this matter amount of $1,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Now, you're returning to Rhode Island, from my understanding, this paperwork. I'm understanding that my orders still do apply to you in Rhode Island. You understand? All right. All right, have a ready, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? I can't hear you.
Jared Moore.
Mr. Moore, you're here in case 2021 MM 8078 AO on a charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. I'm gonna set your bond in this case amount of $5,000. Conditioning your bond is you have no contact with the victim. You also need to abide by the injunction in 2020 DR 97650 and all conditions outlined inside. Also, you're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're on probation in case 2021 CF 04982 AO. You're also a violent felony offender of special concern. The court is going to find an on-view violation of probation based on the probable cause determination in this case. You're going to set your bond in that case at $0. You're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. Do you understand you now understand your injunction? You need another copy of it. All right, you understand my no contact order?
I understand it now.
All right, no, well, the injunction and no contact order are very similar in the language. So I'm telling you that now. So I'm gonna see if we can print you a copy of your injunction. Make sure you have a copy of that. Make sure you're not gonna violate it again. All right?
Yes, sir.
Because you're gonna dig yourself a hole that you may not be able to get out of. Have one. Let it print one.
Sign it.
DR 9765976. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can. You should. I can, well, do I have more access than you? Just oh. Yeah, it is, Mr. Moore. Jared Moore.
No, that doesn't say.
I'm in 2020 DR. All right. There's a final order from the line, I was on lines on this one. November 10th of last year.
Your Honor. His official start date for probation has already started, correct?
So it started on October 27th. Nope. November 10th.
Get all your stuff.
All right, have a great day, sir. The probation number. All right, go your face. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andrew Randine.
Mr. Randine, you're here in case 2021 MM8061AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
Yes. When can I get change on that?
When somebody in a black robe tells you, you can't. Other than that, you have no contact with the victim.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Is there one victim or two victims? I thought it was the father.
Leave. Mr. Randy's case, let me look again. No, you.
It's two victims, Your Honor. It is
Yep.
the father and the sister.
Correct. All right, no contact with the victims, you understand?
He said no contact with the victims.
All right? You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Name is Eduardo Ramirez.
Mr. Ramirez, you're here in case 2021 MM8059AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Liliana Reyes, last name is Reyes.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Ramirez?
Been
Bless
dating for 8 years.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yeah, I can have contact with him. Fine.
Do you want to have contact? That's the question.
Yes.
All right. And has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No, sir.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
Yes, sir.
Say, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in this case amount $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You all are in a relationship. People in relationships do not have to agree with each other all the time. There are going to be disagreements and things that come up about their involvement in their relationship. However, those disagreements cannot become violent. They cannot become threatening. There can be no abusive language used. Because no matter whether she calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you will be in violation of my orders. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you violate my orders, you will be arrested and spend a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
I have a question.
Can I talk to Ms. George? Because everything you talked to me about is on the record. All right, have a good day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brian Scott.
Mr. Scott, you're here in case 2021 MM8072AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in amount of $2,000. Condition on your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order? All right. Have a great day, sir.
All right, you too, bro.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Chastity Sapp.
Ms. Sappy here in case 2021 CT 1571, a case out of Seminole County. Judge signed a warrant for failure to appear. Your bond is $500. Your bonds will remain as set. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you until you get over to Seminole County. You have a great day, ma'am.
Two.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Albert Antonio Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2016 CF 543 for a case out of Citrus County. The judge signed a violation of probation warrant in your case, setting bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond. We're gonna appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Citrus County. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
There's Deshaun Bowie. How you doing, Your Honor?
Doing well. Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 4711 for a on-view violation of probation. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause. We're gonna set your bond at no bond. You are a violent felony offender of special concern, sir. You're not gonna be entitled to release or bail on bond on this case until your violation of probation is completed. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Do I have another court date coming? Like,
I believe so. Let me see. See Judge Lattimore. Oh, was like on the 18th.
18th of this month?
Yeah, in 2 days. All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Bridges, you're here in case 2016 CF 1566AO on a charge of violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
One moment, you know.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Juan Cordero.
Mr. Cordero, you're here for a few matters. The first one being 2021 MM 8075 AO for a charge of resisting officer without violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case in the amount of $500 conditionally. And then you're also here in case 2021 CF 13991 for a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for a charge of petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. Bond in that case amount of $2,500. Condition that bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene of the location where the incident occurred. You're also on probation in 2020 CF 3654, as well as 2020 CF 6132. Law enforcement officers file on-view violations of probation in those cases. Court is going to set your bond and no bond in those violation of probation cases. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christian Heffley.
Mr. Heffley, you're here in case 2017 CF 90571 AO on charge of violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wilfred Santiago.
Mr. Santiago, you're here in a few matters. The first one being 2021 CF 14767 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna stay your bond in that case amount of $1,000. Condition the bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You also have 48 hours to report to the sheriff's office as a violent sexual predator or sexual offender as to your, in that case. You're on probation in 3 cases, 2021 CF 1380, 2021 CF 607049, and 2017 CF 3822. Court find probable cause for violation of probation is going to find an on-view violation of probation in those cases. Going to set bond in each of those cases an amount of $0. You're also a violent felony offender of special concern, not going to be entitled to a release or bail or bond on those violation of probations until those violation of probations go to hearing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in these cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Derek Sperling.
Sir, you're here in a few matters. The first one we're going to start with is 2021 CF 13028 AO Judge signed a warrant in that case, finding probable cause for the charges of burglary of a structure and grand theft. One second. We're gonna say the bonds in the warrant, $3,500 in count one and $1,000 in count two. Condition of the bond, no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants, and no return to the scene of the location where the incident occurred. You're on probation in several cases. First one being 2019 CF 13471. Next one being 2019 CF 13502. Next one being 2019 CF 13555. Next one being 2020 CF 5423. And 2020 CF 5590. And 2020 CF 6210. Court found an on-view violation of probation, probable cause in those cases. Going to file an on-view violation of probation, set bond in each one of those cases amount of $0. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM4919AO on violation of probation. Bond in that case is, I believe, $0. Let me see. Yeah, bond is no bond in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Well, Ms. George, you want to enter denial on his behalf?
Yes, I'll enter denial.
December 10th at 9 a.m. courtroom 7C.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Luis Garcia.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CT 3597AO for violation of probation. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Bond on your warrant is no bond. The bond's going to remain at no bond. Ms. George, you wanted to also waive his arraignment and enter denial?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive and enter denial.
9 a.m. courtroom 4E.
All right, have a great day, sir.
Goodbye.
Say, did I forget anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis? Arlene? All right. There it is. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Catherine Campbell.
Ms. Campbell, you're here in case 2021 CF 14772 AO on a charge of aggravated battery with a weapon. Reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this case in amount of $15,000. Condition on your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case, not return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Your Honor, Scotty Coburn refused.
All right, this case 2021 CF 14768 AO. I want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Coburn.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
I did find probable cause for his arrest and for charge of possession of synthetic cannabis. Going to state his bond of $1,000. Condition of his bond, not possessing drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And he'd be subject to random drug testing. Out on bond in Osceola County, 2021 MM 282. We're going to revoke that bond, find a probable No, I'm sorry. Not gonna take any action on that case. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? I'm sorry, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. Ferry?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferry, you're here in case 2021 CF 13534 AO on charge of throwing a missile throwing a deadly missile into a building and criminal mischief. The court did find probable cause for your arrest, and the KP is issued in this case. Gonna state of bonds in set, 5,000 in count 1, 500 in count 2. No return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Kevin Dion Stoplight Jr., sir.
Mr. Steplight, you're here in two more cases. The first one being 2021 CF 14663. Judge signed a warrant in that case finding probable cause for the charge of aggravated battery causing great bodily harm, shooting from a vehicle within 1,000 feet of a person, possession of a firearm, and commission of a felony, possession of firearm, ammunition by a convicted felon. Gonna state of bonds in your case, 10,000, 5,000, 2,500, and 4,000. Condition of your bond. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're not allowed to have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. You're not allowed to return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You also have case 2021 CF 14661. Court judge finding probable cause by signing a warrant for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of firearm, and commission of a felony, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, and discharge of firearm in public. Going to state of bonds in those cases is $2,500 in counts 1 and 2, $4,000 in count 3, and $500 in count 4. Same conditions, no return to the scene of location, no weapons or firearms. And weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in these two new cases.
Yes, sir.
You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Al Bradshaw.
Mr. Bradshaw, you're here in case 2021 MM 8076 AO on charge of battery. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna wait, look at one thing. So are you saying the Asteria street address? Is this how you say it?
Styria.
Diary?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Davis, he doesn't qualify?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna say your bond in this case, $500, condition your bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location where the incident occurred, no weapons, no firearms, weapons or firearms you have. Actually, hold on, this happened at the house. Order that you maintain a separate residence from the victim. Strike the no return. Give you one-time return with law enforcement if you need it. Picked up any personal items you have at that location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Kane, Your Honor.
Well, what's your full name?
Kane Gregory Cohen, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cohen, you're here in case 2021 MM8071AO on charges of disorderly conduct and trespass on property after warning. Did review.
No, I have no PC arguments, Your Honor.
You did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer to resolve this case this morning? This afternoon, I apologize.
Withhold and credit time served.
All right.
Your Honor, given that he has no criminal history, we would ask for pretrial release in this case.
I guess Ms. Davis, he qualifies. All right. Mr. Cohen, going to release you on pretrial release in this case, condition that you not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any witnesses from this case. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Could it be without a valid ticket? I think it was American Airline, Your Honor.
It was the airport?
Yes.
Did you get a trespass warning from the airport?
I was never told that actually.
Did you actually, did a law enforcement officer ever give you a paper saying you can't go back?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll say no return to the scene without a valid ticket. All right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Valmont, behavior.
I think Mr. Valmont's already represented by a public defense officer.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
No, I don't gotta appoint you. I'm gonna appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Valmont in 2021 MM7490AO.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, he's here for a failure to appear warrant. Bond is $500. Bond's gonna remain as set. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Fernandez, you're here in case 2021 MO1324AO on charge of open container. Did review the charging affidavit. In this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Mr. Fernandez, the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs. Is that something you want to resolve your case with today?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You put your hand down. Sir, you know this charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? All right, you gotta speak up. There we go. Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case this afternoon? Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're gonna waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis for the purpose of entering your plea. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jackie Harrison.
Mr. Harrison, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CT 3139, and the next one being 2021 CT 3141. Both of those are for failure to appear. Just signing your warrant. In the first case, set your bond amount of $750. In the next case, set your bond amount of $100. The state was an offer to resolve both or either one of these cases?
No offer at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Harrison, in this case, I'm going to stay your bonds as set in your warrant. Did you want me to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case?
Yeah.
I appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Pila Mark, bonded.
Wow. Next person I had was Rainey. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Darren Rainey.
Mr. Rainey, you're here in case 2021 CT 1989 AW on charge of driving while license suspended as a subsequent offender. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was an offer to resolve this case.
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
Mr. Rainey, do you want to accept that offer from the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by accepting that offer, it can be used at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony.
I don't think he was sworn in, Your Honor.
No, I'm just asking, talking
yes.
to him, make sure that before we get going, that he's
Oh, yes.
understands the implications of that. Do you understand that this?
No, listen to him. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
Did you understand that this, if you do enter this plea, that this conviction can be used at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes, I do.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charge of driver's license suspended as a subsequent offender is a first-degree misdemeanor, is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
Contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you there?
Yes, I do.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit and your citation in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. For the court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $306. I want to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You understand?
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, you have a great day, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, step up. There you go. Right no, in front of the microphone. There you go. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Harry Anthony.
Say your name again.
Harry Anthony.
Mr. Anthony, you're here at case 2021 CF 14400 on a charge of sex offender failure to register. Judge signed your warrant. In this case, has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond, in this case, amount of $3,500. Condition of your bonds, you have 48 hours from your release to get to the Orange County Sheriff's Office to register as a violent sexual predator or sexual offender. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sure.
What's your name?
Jerry Belcher.
Mr. Belcher, you're here in case 2020 CF 9658AO from a failure to appear warrant. Judge in this case set your bond in the amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond is you not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with victims or witnesses. I believe you already had a public defender. No. You want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Rasheed Bradley.
Mr. Bradley, here in case 2021 CF 14729 AO on a charge of criminal mischief in count 1 and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon in count 2. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. In count 1, going to set your bond in the amount of $100. Count 2, going to set your bond in the amount of $50,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim or any witness. You not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. And I'm going to talk to Ms. George if you have any questions about what I just said. Hold on. I'm going to talk to your attorney. Yep.
He said fine.
That's
Correct, Your Honor.
He said any type of weapon. That's all.
Oh, he said he has pocket knives. He has to turn that over as well, Your Honor.
Or just firearm.
Weapons or firearms.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
This is yours.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Your name is Brewer.
Mr. Brewer, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 MO 1325 AO on a charge of open container. You're also here in case 2021 CF 14770 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. They reviewed the charging affidavits in both cases. They find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando, for your open container case, is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs. Is that something you want to do today?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You put your hand down. So you understand that this charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine.
Questions?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case? Do you understand? By entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea form you just signed.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand why entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
Did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis for your plea. Going to accept your plea, find of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. As to your possession of cocaine case, going to set your bond in that matter in the amount of $500. Condition of your bond is not possess or consume any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription, as well as you be subject to random drug testing in that case. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Who wrote this? Sorry.
Fluent Korean.
Really?
He speaks fluent Korean. Joe? About 20 years.
Probably offended. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tyler Calbe.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14733 AO on charge of attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $2,500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision, not allowed to return to the scene, the location. may not have been in contact with the victim or any witnesses from this case. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
So I,
All right, Catherine, sir, can you tell me your name?
Damian Cheney.
Mr. Cheney, here in case 2021 CF 14743 AO on charge of petty theft for 2 prior theft conviction. Judge Sonny Warren's case found probable cause for your arrest. Say your bond $1,000. Condition the bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Bryant DeMello, sir.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CT 760AW and 2021 CF 4176 AO on failure to appear warrants. As to your misdemeanor case, your bond is $0. As to your felony case, bond is $2,000. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. Was this out of the same incident? Let's see something.
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't look it up since it was a warrant.
Yeah, hold on. This happened back in May. No, 2 separate instances, okay. Say, do you want to resolve the driver license suspended case?
Give me one moment, Your Honor.
Otherwise, we're gonna see him next week.
Is it next week or is it Thursday?
I don't know, we're gonna see him for arraignment soon.
Right, I think it's Thursday. No offer at this time, Your Honor, because I think he does have pretrial on Thursday. I think.
All right. Well, no, he failed to appear for arraignment, so he's just gonna be on our jail arraignment docket in the next
yes,
day or so.
That's what I'm saying. I apologize. I think he has arraignment on Thursday.
Yeah, here.
Right. I'm looking for the offer because I've already worked it up. There it is. Adjudication of guilt and credit time served, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. DeMello, do you want to accept that offer for your driverless suspended case, adjudication of guilt, credit time served today?
Do I accept the offer?
You want to accept it today? It's up to you. You don't have to.
What is the offer?
It's an adjudication of guilt, credit for the time you spent in Orange County Jail. It's court costs and cost of prosecution amount of $306.
Your Honor, it's weird because I have a, in the court file, it's stating today, motion to set bond is hereby granted to be set at, release on own recognizance, and that was today for this case, because I just pulled it up. I don't know what's going on.
I thought that was
A driver license suspended case.
Mm-hmm. And it says per the court, the hearing will be held virtually at, but it looks like it's motion to set bond is hereby granted, and it's set at ROR.
Where was the motion?
You see that?
I see the minute, but where's the?
I don't see the motion, but it looks like it was granted. I don't know.
Ask Judge Dubois. and then-
You did that.
We're not appointed, don't we?
All right, Isabella, while we wait for a response from Judge Dubois, you step back for a moment, and you can see we'll get that figured out. Just step back.
You can take it for now.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Willie James Ellison Jr.
Mr. Ellison, you here in case 2021 CF 14769 AO on charges of tampering with a witness, battery, assault, and criminal mischief. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 amount of $2,000, counts 2, 3, and 4 an amount of $100. Condition of the bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Look like you had a question. You ask Ms. George your question. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14755 AO on charge of pay theft with 2 prior theft convictions. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. Condition of the bond, not having contact with victims or witnesses, not allowed to return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. Stay on this other open case. Are you guys following this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there is pretrial January 12th.
This is for any other case, 2021 CF 8180 AO. Court finding probable cause to commit a new law offense. It's going to revoke your release in that case, going to set bond in that case amount of $2,000. Condition of the bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to RAM drug and alcohol testing. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, sir. 2000. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Bernard Deshaun Mahone.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 14735 AO on charge of resisting officer with violence and trespass on property after warning. Second.
Resisting with.
All right, sir, I'm gonna set your bond in count one amount $1,500, count two $100. Condition the bond, now return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any witnesses or victims from this case. And say I don't think you filed on this other case, right?
No, Your Honor, not as yet.
All right, sir, I'm not gonna take any action on your out on bond case, 'cause it seems you're out on a 33-day motion in that case. You have a great day, sir. Got to know, sir, can you tell me your name?
This is Marsh.
So Marsh, you're here in case 2021 CF 14773 AO on charges of possession of methamphetamine, grand theft of motor vehicle, possession of a counterfeit driver's license in two counts. Did find probable cause for your arrest. In 2021 CF 14780 AO, you're charged with driving a commercial vehicle with a suspended driver's license and no motorcycle license.
Is that a CF or a CT?
I think it's did I say it wrong? Let me look. Yeah, it's two felony counts. That's what I thought. Right? Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have a CDL, we're supposed to have a CDL, and the law gets a little stricter than the average driver.
Sweet.
I'm trying to find a PC for that though, so that's the next portion I have. I think he was riding a motorcycle, that's what I thought, like, so.
Mhm.
I've never seen a commercial, unless they're saying his license is a,
It says driving a commercial vehicle.
He was driving a bike.
Truck.
That's why I thought it was a CT.
In the arrest affidavit, it says, for driving while license suspended.
yeah. It's still 3.2234. It's just, I guess if I'll find PC for the lesser included offense of driving license suspended as a subsequent offender, which I think is it 2E, 3E, something like that.
To C, third degree punishment.
Which chart?
Count one, and it's charged as driving a commercial vehicle, which I've never seen a commercial motorcycle before.
And what lesser?
Is find PC for driving license suspended as a subsequent offender.
322.
I think it's B1.
Subsection 2-1.
Yeah, 2B1. Three point 2.34, sub 2, sub B, 1. We're gonna set bond in that count. We'll say I'm gonna set it at $500. Count to $100. Condition he not operate a motor vehicle in that case. without a valid driver's license. As to 2021 CF 14733 AO, going to set your bond account one, amount of $100, sorry, $150, count two, $3,000, count three, 150, count four, 150. Condition of bond in that case, not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, be not possessing any person's identification except your own, be not possessing or consuming drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, you be subject to random drug testing. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in these cases. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jesse James Prindle, sir.
Sir, you're here in case 2020 CF 11721 AO for a violation of conditional release. Judge in that case set your bond, sign your warrant, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's remain at no bond. I believe you have a public defender. You already had the public defender's office representing you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert Pullins, Your Honor.
Mr. Pullins, you're here in case 2021 CF 14749 AO on two charges of petty theft with two prior theft convictions. Judge signed your warrant in this case, and I did find probable cause for your arrest. Staying your bond in each count in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond have not returned to the scene of the location, have no contact with victims or witnesses. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Mr. Wheaton, Your Honor, is at the hospital.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Wheaton.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Davis. Okay, Mr. Wheaton, 1 second. You got an address.
I'm sorry?
Will you qualify, Mr. Davis, Mr. Wheaton? He's unemployed, though. He has a at Lakeland address.
I mean, we never interviewed her, but she also has an active warrant out of Georgia.
Okay. All right. Court to find probable cause for Ms. Wheaton's arrest in case 2021 CF 14763 AO on charges of possession of cocaine and possession of a controlled substance. Going to set bond in count one, amount of $1,000, count two, $150. Condition of the bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing. All right. Mr. DeMello, step on back up. All right, Mr. Mello, I just talked to Judge Dubois. I guess yes, in that case, 2021 CT 760 AW, the state did agree to ROR, I guess, to this case. So I'm releasing your own recognizance as to that case. Your other case, the other bond still stays at $2,000. Did you want me to appoint a public defender to represent you in both these cases, either one of the cases?
Sir, I was told that I already had a lawyer appointed to myself through my roommate and a friend of mine.
That's what I'm trying to tell you that, you don't, did you want me to appoint a public defender or are you trying to hire another attorney?
If I can qualify, I thought I was under the impression I had attorneys, but I don't know if I can be appointed one, I would take that.
All right, you qualifies?
I think
Girl. Can we, somebody get him a PD app, please? Yeah. Well, he's gonna get out, that's what I'm saying. Mr. Devlin, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. Do you have a job?
No, sir, I'm on 100%, excuse me, disability from the Veterans Affairs.
All right, so you have VA benefits?
Yes,
How much
sir.
do you receive a month in VA benefits?
Through the VA, I get about 3,200, I don't know, 28 or something like that.
You get Social Security as well?
That's SDI, sir.
So you get both?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that, is it 3,000 both SSDI or just?
No, it's through the VA, I get about 3,200 and some odd change, and then the VA or the SSDI, I get like 499 or 399 after my child support is taken out.
You're still over. All right, Mrs. DeMello, I don't think you're gonna qualify for the services of the public defender right now. But when you get to Judge Bois, that may change. I'm not gonna appoint a public defender to represent you at this time, but you need to make some efforts if you do bond out to get an attorney hired in this case, you understand?
Yes, sir.
And your case is. All right, you have a great day, sir.
Thank you.